Hi, again this is Matt Violassi with pinstripekits.com. I'm just going to demonstrate how to install two of our front machine fancy arrows that come in our kits. Okay, so I'm just going to, for demonstration purpose, just put some pinstripe up top here. Depending on the color of the arrow, if you have a two-tone pinstripe, you're going to want to flip the pinstripe upside down or right side up to match the arrow. That should be for the top color, the darkest color on the top. In this case, my existing pinstripe, two-tone, the front arrow we just brought to a point like I showed in the previous video, but because our kits come with the black and charcoal two-tone with a black lance front arrow, you're going to want the black pinstripe up top, the black stripe of the two-tone up top. Okay, so I just want to make another point, which I didn't in the first video, is a couple things. One is, when you take the backing off, or the carrier, I should say, the clear carrier, and you're coming from the far end of the car and you're taking it off the whole car, what you should do is put your finger, how I've taught this over the years, is you put your finger over the two stripes and keep running your finger over the two stripes like choo-choo train track, you know, and press down as you go. If you decide you're gonna pull the clear carrier off and you're pulling downwards, you can actually lift the stripe a little bit and up off the car, and when it lays down instantaneously, it's going to it's going to curve a little bit. You're going to have little wiggles in your stripe, so you don't want to do that. So just pull it straight, just like this, straight in line with the choo-choo tracks. Okay. So I wanted to make a comment about that, just so it stays nice and straight. The other comment I want to make is some stripe guys, to trim the edges of a panel, they will cut right in the middle like so, and then tuck the stripe like something like this. The problem, this looks nice, the problem with doing that is it never seems to stick. It's hard to clean in there beforehand, so you're never really getting to press it down. So most of us just, again, trim about a 1/16 of an inch from the edge of the stripe, and it works out a lot better. That was kind of rough. Okay, so that's why we don't cut and tuck, we trim. Okay, getting back here to the front, I'm going to we're going to, you can stop, go ahead. Okay, to put this front lance arrow on, the easiest way to do this is lay a piece of masking tape right above your top line. That's just so we ensure that once I cut this all away, the arrow will continue in a straight line. Now, what you should do is mark somewhere where you want the actual point, the front point, to end. I usually go about 1/2 inch or 1 inch from the front of the vehicle, so I'm just going to mark it right here. And then you put the arrow up like so, and I'm going to come back here, and I'm not going to, I want this edge piece here to overlap. Okay, so what we do here is we trim in a little bit and make a snip, and right underneath we're going to not also cut straight down, we're going to cut at a little angle, and you'll see why that is in just a second. Then you tease your stripe up. Okay, and then I'm gonna lay the arrow, the lance front arrow, and I'm gonna just overlap it like so. And then you can still move this thing to make sure it stays parallel with the tape. Then you take it off. Okay, take your tape off, and there you have a nice lance arrow. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to lay our other arrow. It's a little bit different. It's still nice. It's conservative. This arrow is a lot easier to lay. You don't need to put any tape down or anything. Just kind of have a ballpark idea where you're going to end this stripe. I mean, you can use end the arrow. You can use a piece of tape, maybe about here, say, or mark it with the pen. Anyway, you just take this off like so. Take the arrow off, and you're going to put it right over both stripes. This left tip should go halfway on the stripe underneath, and then just kind of bring it up and make sure that this piece up here goes directly on the black stripe, the top stripe. Okay, so then I'm going to trim the front piece, this charcoal lower piece. I've trimmed him off. You come back here now, you just follow where the curve is, make a cut on this top line. Use the curve of the arrow to help you with where that goes, and you take that piece off. And if your cut was a little off, you can just go back and trim it a little bit. And that's our other arrow. I think it's easier to lay this arrow. So just make sure your top line is black on a black and charcoal two-tone pinstripe, and then the other colors it'll be silver or gold.